First we crack the shell, then we crack the nuts inside.
Hello internet friends, hope you had a good Christmas and Santa brought you everything you could ever hope for. I thought we could have a quick look at Rumble since he was one of my presents this year, and I kind of like him so far. I think the paint applications are really nice. I love the legs, this red and yellow on the legs. It's something that I really associate with Rumble. You can kind of spot him in a crowd very easily, and they haven't skimped on the paint applications with this small figure whatsoever, and I think he looks really good. There are a couple of things that I would like to point out. The scale I think is off. So here is Spike, and he's a lot bigger, even taking into account that he's in an exosuit. I think Rumble is a little bit underscaled. Rumble is literally, I think they brawl at one point, and Rumble is at least as big as Spike, but I think he's almost a little bit too small here. He looks okay when you put him next to the bigger Transformers. We don't have Soundwave in the Studio Series 86 yet, and I suppose they have to make the tapes a scale where they're going to fit in Soundwave, and maybe Soundwave would have to be too big if they made him any bigger than this. But you do notice it. That's all I want to say. You do notice it on the shelf. The other thing to bear in mind is the lack of articulation in the arms, and that's a little bit of a shame. They did so well with this guy, with Spike. For such a small figure, they gave him a decent range of articulation, and he's certainly got articulation in his legs, look. So why they couldn't do these arms, it's a real shame. The guns are a little bit matte white, that kind of pearlescent white. It's okay. It doesn't quite strike as the vac metalized weapons of the past did, but I mean, it sounds like I have a lot of problems with this figure, but I look at him on display and I really like him, so I'm happy. I just wish we had the other tapes and we had Soundwave to go with him. Yeah, so you can take the things off his back and clip them onto his arms like that. A little peg there for it to go in. May very well be backwards, and because of the lack of articulation, he can just stick his arms out of the like some sort of gunslinger with his dual wielding magnums. I don't know, what am I talking about? And the pile drivers, this is very interesting. Just two big pieces of plastic that go with him. So that's your quota for plastic in this particular thing, and I'll show you how those go together, which sometimes I feel like they justify the price with the amount of plastic that is in the box. This is how the instructions show you to do it, with the ball joints facing forward, but I prefer actually to do that. I think that looks a bit better than being able to see the ball joint. Doesn't make any difference because, like I say, there's no articulation in the arms, so you put them whichever way you want them to go. But you do have to bend him down, so to actually get them to hit the floor, he has to be bending down quite a lot in order for it to work, and then he has to look forward like that. It looks a little bit weird. So these, I mean, if they made them any longer, they needed to have extended the pile drivers. As I say, they don't come out and go in, they're just static pieces. So, but it's nice to have, isn't it? It would be great if it was part of the transformation, but I have no idea how you would do that with someone this small. Speaking of the transformation, it really is great and so simple and straightforward. I used to love the tapes when I was growing up. Soundwave was one of the first Transformers that I got, and I loved the fact that he was not a car, scaled down car or a jet or anything. He was a tape recorder, the kind of thing that you would just have lying about the house, and these little dinky mini tapes at a time when I don't think mini tapes were a thing really. Well, not a lot of people had them. You had them in dictaphones and stuff like that. I said dicta. Yeah, and this sort of design on the front there, oh, I've done that wrong. We should actually, saying it's so easy, you still make mistakes, don't you? So you turn his head around like that. Everyone in the comments, the transformation Nazis will have been going crazy at that point. You've not turned the head around! You've not turned the head around! There we go. cool, isn't it? We just need Soundwave. I think he's going to be about the right size. I mean, it's that he's already come out in the Siege Soundwave, right? But he doesn't transform into a tape deck. So can they remold that Soundwave into something that can turn into a tape? We'll see. I really like Rumble, with a couple of caveats there. It's not a big deal. That's made my Christmas, that has. I bought this for myself. Family were like, what do you want? Look, don't buy me anything. I'll buy it, wrap it up and give it to you to give to me. I don't just buy me random stuff, because you know I've started collecting toys. I just want specific things. There you go, it's got to be done, hasn't it? If Wheelie is on Slug, then Rumble is on Gnaw to take him on. I've created a playlist of all the Studio Series 86 videos I've done so far. My aim is to have reviewed everything in this subline, and I'm on par for doing that at this stage. So if you're into Transformers Studio Series 86, please click on that playlist. But thank you for watching this one, and I'll see you next time.